Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy BB27 here, and welcome to the August 2024 SML recap video. So August has passed now. It was kind of a longer month for me and I guess Logan as well. Felt like Logan uploaded a little more than normal. Logan did have some pretty big videos this month too, which we'll get into. And it wasn't like overall. I mean, like, it wasn't like a bad month. That's just kind of my initial thoughts of it. But yeah, we're just gonna hop right into it. So the first video of the month was Jeffy Pete's in the Olympics. This video was just kind of boring, just to, start off the month. It was like a little sports video. Like, they kind of did some, basketball or whatever, and they did like the swimming and some other stuff. And I don't know, it just wasn't really like that great. It's not a bad video though either. Like, I do think it was a little bit unique with the, location changes and kind of like the jokes in it. And there's the whole like Joseph drowning thing. Like, it's not like a terrible video to start off the month, but it wasn't really like the best either. So looking back at it, I have to give it like a 6 out of 10. Not terrible, like I said. Jeffy also wasn't really a big part of it. I don't know why it's like so focused on like Jeffy when it was mostly just Junior Brooklyn guy and, Joseph competing, but yeah, it wasn't terrible. We'll just move on to the next video. Alright, so now we have Junior's Bracelet, which is already the first bad video of August. But I really don't think August was that bad of a month, at least from what I can remember. So, Junior's Bracelet, I made a whole rant on this. It was seriously such an annoying video. Basically, the whole video was just Joseph and Cody calling Junior gay because he was wearing a bracelet that, like, Penelope made for him. And that's essentially it. Eventually, Junior freaks out, and, like, they cut off his arm instead of just, like, taking off the bracelet. Well, it gets, like, destroyed or whatever. So Junior comes up with the whole idea to, like, cut off his arm and, like, oh, look at what the bracelet did to me. But it's so stupid. The ending sucks. The whole video is just dragged out. It's just a red couch video, and I mean, I don't know. It was like one of the worst Junior x Penelope videos we've gotten in a while. I know most people get annoyed at these because it's always the same thing, but this one was actually different, but it wasn't like good different. It was just annoying and stupid. So I'd have to give this one maybe a 3 out of 10. It's one of my least favorite videos of the month. But I don't think it's the worst one. I think Logan definitely made it worse this month. So yeah, we're just gonna move on. Alright, so next we have Mr. Hoodman. I actually thought this video was really good. Some people didn't like it, and I kind of understand why. A lot of it was basically the butler kind of coming in and just like that whole joke going on for a while. But basically it was Goodman's brother coming over, and he's like the black, kind of ghetto version of Goodman. But he's like really still fancy, and it's just like funny. There's a lot of stereotype jokes, which yeah, kind of gets repetitive. And they randomly like introduced like a new cop, even though he like never came back. I guess that's because we had like a little bit of a Pablo drought in early August, and it went on for like a week, so some of these videos aren't like the best, but this video was really good for what it was, and I'd have to give it like at least a 7 out of 10. Yeah, it's probably the best video so far that we reviewed, so yeah, moving on. Alright, so next we have Junior's favorite cereal. So as much as I like laughed at this video and thought it was like really like decent when I first watched it, looking back at it, I actually don't really care for this video. This is still during the Pablo drought, so there was no Cody, and it was just Junior, Joseph, and Jeffy, which, to be honest, I don't think it makes for a great combo because they're all really stupid characters. So the whole thing is just them being dumb and taking in this bird that they think is the bird from the cereal box, and then it just turns into this whole plot where the old dude, the tuna fish Terry guy, is trying to, get the chicken to kill or whatever. And it's just like, I don't know. There's some good jokes in here. Like, I do kind of like the idea of them hiding the chicken and like, he's like freaking out. Like, it's kind of funny, but it's way too stupid for its own good. And overall, I think it's kind of boring. It does have a couple good jokes in it. The plot's, different, but it just shows that like, whenever Pablo is gone, Logan comes up with these really stupid ideas that don't really feel right, and they just like aren't really executed very well. So yeah, I don't know. Like, you could just tell this video was affected by the Pablo drought heavily, because I think if Cody was in it, I think Cody could have made something interesting happen, but instead it's so fueled from the three boys being dumb and making dumb jokes, and then that kind of drags on the video a little bit for me. Even though it is kind of funny, it just doesn't make for a very good video. So yeah, overall, I would have to give it maybe like a 5 out of 10. like I said, it wasn't horrible, but it was kind of boring, and it was dragged down by the stupidity that the three boys gave. Even though I think the lane with the chicken was interesting, it just isn't as good as what it could have been. So yeah, not one of the better videos of August, but not one of the worst. Alright, next we have Cody Dies, which was already, I knew when this came out it was misleading as hell. I just laughed at it because I'm like, okay, obviously they're not going to kill Cody. But basically what this episode is the final, like, video during the Pablo drought. And, it's, I don't know, it's okay for the most part. It's cool seeing Cody's parents again. We don't get to see them a lot anymore. I think the news segment was really funny. But then it goes into this really long voicemail, and I mean, yeah, I get it. It's like, oh, look at how tragic the voicemail is and how ridiculous it is. Like, it's kind of funny, but it goes on way longer than it needs to be. Like, it's most of the video. And then, obviously, Cody doesn't die, but they try to bring Jonathan back in it, and then they, like, you know, use a DNA or the cloning machine or whatever to, like, get him back, and then it just turns into, like, a real-life conversation between Logan and Pablo, and it's, like, talking about where he's been, which, yeah, I kind of like this part, but, like, obviously it's just stupid because they're not really caring about the video anymore. They're just, like, having a real-life conversation with the puppets, and, like I said, like, I like that part, but I also don't. I think it's dumb. But it's not, like, a terrible video. I just wish the voicemail thing was trimmed down a bit. I wish it wasn't so misleading. We all know that they would never kill off a character like Cody. It just doesn't really make any sense. Like, I understand it was a way to kind of get Pablo back in it, but I feel like they could have done a better return video for him instead of this, like, weird, messy video where, like, they make you think that he got his head chopped off and his parents are all sad, and, like, you know, they're also still making fun of him, which is just classic, you know, Judith and Tyrone shit, which that's what I find. That's, like, one of the parts I like the most about it, but then it just kind of keeps going on and on and on, and then Cody's back, but it still doesn't end, and it's just dumb. So for that, I'm gonna have to give it like a 6 out of 10. A little bit better than the last video reviewed, but not by a lot. I think this video is still, like, not that great. Like, it's okay, but it's just really, really stupid. So yeah, moving on. Alright, next video is Dougie the Hitman. I actually thought this video was pretty good. It's a return for Dougie, which, I mean, I'm not, like, necessarily begging Logan to, have him back, because he's just, like, such a nothing character. But, I mean, it's decent, I guess, to see him again in his jokes. But they actually do something a bit different with him this time. There's a whole plot line with Ronald McDonald, and they're trying to kill off, basically Steve Staleberger wants Dougie to kill him off. And it, like, every time he tries to kill him off, it, like, keeps failing because Dougie's too stupid. And I like that plot line. Like, Steve keeps getting more and more mad because Dougie isn't literally, like, listening to him. And then Ronald's just so good. I think this is one of Ronald's best appearances ever. And usually Ronald, is such a hit or miss character. Most of his appearances kind of suck. But this one was, like, really good out of nowhere, and it kind of caught me off guard. That shit was so funny. There's some really good jokes in here with, like, him looking back and forth at Dougie in the phone. There's a lot of good stuff in this video. Even though, like, I don't think Dougie's the best character, I think he works really well in this type of setting where he's just, somebody wants him to be, like, a hitman, and then he's just failing it constantly. It just makes for such a unique video. And I have to give it like an 8 out of 10. I thought it was like one of the better videos of August, which was really, really surprising because when I first saw it, the thumbnail, I'm like, this is gonna suck. But no, it was actually like really good. So yeah, moving on. Alright, now we have Superpowers 3, which is a big video. It was the first Superpower video we had in a very long time. The second one came out so long ago. This one is really good. It doesn't hold up as well as the first and second one do, but I still think this video is very funny. It's a little too edgy for its own good, though. I think they kind of pushed it with some of the jokes. Because, like, essentially, like, the superpowers are just like, oh, Cody's invincible, or he's invisible, I mean, and, Junior's green, and he can't do anything, which I thought was really dumb. Joseph's, like, stretchy arms, but he's paralyzed. It's just, like, I don't know, the superpowers plot kind of was wasted, but Cody's part of it is, like, basically takes over the whole video. And that's what makes it so edgy, because when he's invisible, he goes around and he kind of does whatever he wants to people like Chef PP and like a criminal in one part, which, yeah, it's funny, but it's like really messed up when you think about it. And he just gets to do whatever. And it, like, although I do find it funny, I think, like I said, it's a little too edgy. He's like pushing it a little bit too much. It doesn't like necessarily ruin the video for me, but I do wish they kind of focused a little more on Junior and Joseph's powers. Even though their powers were really dumb, they could have just gave them something better. Like, I don't know why he was just green for like the whole video. I like the rant at the end too, with Junior yelling at Cody, and he's like talking about the lawsuit they could have had, or they had because of Jeffy. Like, I just think that whole part's hilarious because you're breaking the fourth wall. But as much as I like this video, I don't think it's perfect. I do think it's a very good video, and that's why I'm gonna have to give this video a 9 out of 10. It's like a really good 9 out of 10. It's not perfect, no, and there was some wasted potential, but for what it was hilarious, it was fun. It was kind of like old school SML too, which I loved, like 2017 SML. I do like how they're kind of like pushing the boundaries, and it's like a creative video. It's just a little bit wasted potential, but that's probably the worst thing I could say about the video. So yeah, this was really good. Even though I don't think it's as good as like Superpowers 2, I do still think it's very good. And it had me thinking, you know, Logan was going to become amazing. This one and the next video had me thinking he was about to improve his whole channel, but sadly that just didn't last. So yeah, moving on. Alright, now we have the biggest video of August, which of course I did a review on, more in-depth review. We have Jeffy's 20th birthday. This is the biggest video of August, the big video of the year, and honestly, compared to all the other Jeffy birthday videos, this one is the best one they've done ever. Like, it tops all of them. It's a very creative video. There's a lot of flashbacks to Jeffy's past and how dark his childhood was. A lot of just really messed up, well, I mean, it's not even like a funny video. I can't even say, oh, there's messed up jokes. Like, I guess there's some messed up jokes, but mostly it's just extremely dark and sad. It does make you feel really bad for Jeffy. They do bring back Phoebe, and not necessarily bring her back, but like, you know, bring her back in the flashbacks. And I kind of predicted this. I remember I made a video like, oh, my predictions for Jeffy's 20th birthday, and a lot of them actually came true. Because I just kind of figured Logan would do that type of stuff, and he did. But that doesn't make it a bad video. The way he did it, it was very good, and it's one of his best put-together videos in a long time. Every scene in flashback has a purpose. Even the more lighthearted ones with Brooklyn guy munching on the cake and just trying to help Jeffy with the trauma. Like, even those I feel like serve a purpose, and it's just such a good video. It's a little dark, though. It's a little too dark. I wish they removed the CJ grabbing Phoebe scene. I wish they removed that. I don't know if I mentioned that in my review or not, but that's one thing I wish Logan didn't do. Because it's a 10 out of 10 video. I'll just say that it is a 10 out of 10 because of how well put together it is and how much thought was put into this video. Like, Logan actually gave a shit for once. But that scene is like a little too dark for like haha funny puppet show. You know what I mean? It's a little too serious. Like, I don't mind emotional or serious scenes. I actually wish Logan would do stuff like this more. But this is like pushing boundaries for me. This is too dark. You know what I mean? I'm not really gonna explain what happened in it, but I mean, the whole video obviously has a dark vibe to it, and I think it makes for an interesting video. But yeah, that one scene probably should have been removed. The ending's good, though. The ending, you know, it makes you feel a little bit better after all that, because Jeffy kills CJ, and it's like, whoa, he's awesome monster truck going through the trailer home and shit. That is a badass scene, and there was a lot of thought put into that effort if you watch the behind the scenes. And there's even deleted scenes too, a lot of deleted scenes for this one. There's this whole thing where like this like dude comes over and they're trying to like film content. It's actually really funny, but yeah, I could see why it was deleted. So yeah, very good video, very good job, Logan. Yeah, the one scene, we didn't necessarily need that, but I kind of understand like you needed a purpose for CJ to die at the end, but it's like, I don't know, too much for me. But yeah, 10 out of 10. Moving on. So now you're probably thinking, wow, those are some really good videos. Superpowers 3 and Jeffy's 20th birthday? Man, Logan must be on a good streak right now. He must be improving his channel and actually listening to criticism. Nope, we get Summer School 3, which starts the literal downfall of the whole channel because he's been on a terrible streak for the rest of the month. Which, mind you, these are like 4 videos left. I know it's not that much, but that's crazy. So the next 4 videos are all bad. I'm just going to say that right now. They're all shit. This one is just so bad, especially, this is one of the worst ones too, which is just so sad. And I'll just say this right now, I understand the first couple were filmed before the movie, but that doesn't justify the ones that were filmed after, and I'll get to that later. But basically, yeah, this video is so stupid. So it's basically the finale of the Cody Goes to Summer School series. Oh wow, awesome. They didn't really do anything. They did a Flag Day episode and then some other episode that was forgettable, and then now it's the ending of it already. Basically it's supposed to bring back Craig, and like Craig's the teacher, and yeah, I guess Craig's kind of funny in the beginning, but then it turns into Jigsaw coming back, which nobody asked for him. He's not funny. It's the whole AIDS joke again. Oh, you got AIDS. Like, it's just that for 10 minutes. And he goes through all the alphabet and he keeps saying AIDS and all this. And it's just such a stupid video. It is such a huge disappointment. And I don't even want to spend that much time talking about it. It's like a 2 out of 10 for me at best. I think the Cody's book scenes were kind of funny when he's like, predicting the future with the book. I thought that was pretty clever, but it is such a retarded video, man. It is horrible. It is horrible. And then this video also, talks about what the next video is going to be, which is also another bad video. So, yeah, just shameful, really. So, after that terrible video, we get another one, Jeffys Mail Order Bride. So, this is a video they directly said they were going to do in the last one, which everyone just assumed it was a joke, kind of like Cody works at Red Lobster, but then it happened. And they do that again for no reason, so they do another lazy video. I guess they have this one recorded. And this is just so bad. I made a whole rant on this video if you want to go check it out. I don't know how much more I can say about this video other than it's shit. The whole first 5 minutes is a pointless plotline with Marvin and his mouth getting glued shut, and they do nothing with it. And then by the time they actually get the package, Brooklyn guy just flat out says, oh, I hope whatever's in this package gets us to 10 minutes, which is just fucking retarded and sad. You should never break the fourth wall like that in the first place, but if you're gonna do it, at least make it clever. This is such a lazy, thrown together video, just really fast, rush, just stupid plot. It's not funny. It's really dumb. Even the actual point of it, 5-6 minutes into the video, it's not really that clever. It's just some chick who pops out of a box and then Jeffy, goes upstairs with her. I don't understand what we're supposed to be getting out of this. Oh, great, he has a girlfriend now. I guess they could have done something with that, but it's a horrible video from start to finish. Goodman's okay in it, but it is not good. It is just crap. It's just crap. It's another bad video. It's maybe a 3 out of 10, maybe just a tiny bit better than the last one, but it's still bad. So, yeah, moving on. Okay, so now you're probably thinking, wow, 2 bad videos in a row. I mean, I would assume, Logan had to put out a decent video. No, he doesn't. He puts out the Toy Ray, which, okay, at first look, I thought it would just be a 10-minute sponsorship from the Jeffy U2s that came out, which you don't know what a U2s is. It's basically it's like a little kid's toy. It's like Jeffy as I don't really know the purpose of it. It's just like a figure, like an action figure. So he made that in August, and he released it around this time of the video. And he it's not even about that. This video isn't about that until the very last minute. So by the way, this whole video is just clickbait. But instead of it being a sponsorship, it's a random fuck all video. And what I mean by that is they're literally just throwing shit at a wall. It's supposed to be Cody's invention of a toy ray gun, but they keep arguing. So it's like a Junior Joseph Cody video, but they just keep arguing. And then Spider-Man shows up, and there's a fat Spider-Man, and there's another one. And I don't know why he doesn't even get turned into a toy. And then randomly Tom Brady shows up and gets turned into a pop figure, and it's just fucking stupid. It's feels like a really bad Family Guy episode, a bunch of cutaways for no reason. It's a really, really bad Family Guy episode. I don't know. It's so hard to review this. When I dropped a review of it, it was an AVGN clip of him just screaming. That's how I feel when I watched it. I was so disappointed. Because the concept, don't get me wrong, the concept sounds cool. Toy ray gun, turning shit into toys. You could have done something with that. But no, they just throw stuff at a wall. Jerry the Red Couch Monster comes in, and I don't know, it's filler of him making a joke about something that happened 10 minutes ago, and it just didn't matter anymore. It's giving me cancer trying to fucking review this. It's so shitty. It's so shitty. It's a 2 out of 10 at best. Not even. I don't know, guys. Maybe a 1 or 2. It's so bad. I'm just gonna move on. Alright, so for the last video of August, we get one that actually sounded interesting, but ended up being really stupid again. It's Marvins Revenge. So at first glance, it actually looks like it had potential, and it could have been something cool. The plot of it's actually decent too, at least in the beginning, with Marvin, you know, getting robbed from these criminals, and he wants to become independent and cool, and he's trying to be like a badass from an action movie and go beat them up. But then he like follows one of them to like a strip club, and then Brooklyn guy just kind of comes there and takes over the video, and then he's like getting mad at Marvin, and he's like, oh, you can't hit him for no reason, and it's just like, it's so dumb. Like, they actually had something decent in the beginning, but then it falls off so quickly. It just goes into, like, a football field scene with him yelling at the criminal from across the football field, and then he comes up over there and just beats him up anyways, and Brooklyn guy's like, oh, well, I understand why you beat him up, Marvin. And then, randomly, it cuts to them on vacation in, like, at, like, the Bahamas or something, and he's at, like, a beach, and they're in a hotel room, and then, I guess Marvin's still trying to follow the criminals, and he finds them, and then, haha, guys, the criminals are gay and making out with each other because, okay, funny, random LOL puppet show that I'm still reviewing. Sorry, this is so fucking pathetic, these last few videos. I'm gonna stop the review on this one. August started off so good, man, and it's just so sad. We'll get into that in a minute, but whatever. Okay, so yeah, Marvin tries to beat them up, and you think it's gonna get good, but then he gets his ass beat, which was so obvious. Like, Marvin can't do shit, he's a pussy. And then eventually Brooklyn guy just gets the stuff back and, you know, I guess arrests the criminals, and then they're sitting on the couch just yapping, and then the plot hole gobbling shows up, which I know nobody even knows what the fuck I'm talking about anymore, but the plot hole gobbling comes up, and he's like from some video from like a year ago or something that nobody even remembers. He's like, oh, well, you filmed in the Bahamas and not at the red couch, so there's a plot hole going on. Even though Jeffy's 20th birthday had plot holes, like, why the fuck did Jeffy have the name Jeffy on his shirt if this was being taken place when he was a kid? He didn't put that on his shirt until Mario the babysitter, so it doesn't make any sense. But anyways, so he just kind of yaps to them, and then they're like, oh, well, we don't care. The fans are going to watch it anyways. And then it ends, and that's the month. What a disappointment, Logan. What a fucking disappointment to end your month off. I'm sorry for getting so mad in those last half of this month, but I had to. It's just dumb. The first half of this month wasn't the best, but it was actually pretty good. Like, overall, August started off kind of good for Logan. Like, he had some pretty interesting videos. Superpowers 3, Jeffy's 20th birthday, Mr. Hoodman, even the Jeffy Olympics was okay, you know, it was a little interesting. Like, there was some charm in the beginning of August. And then you just get crap, 4 crap videos in a row. Month falls apart completely, and I don't know if Logan's gonna get better. I hope maybe today's video, if he uploads, is gonna be good. I really am hoping September will be better, because at one moment, in the middle of August, I genuinely believed Logan was getting better. I thought, hey, like a couple really good videos in a row, like maybe he's actually climbing out of this hole of bad videos. But then he just immediately falls back into it and stops caring. Like, you can tell he really stopped caring in the last half of August. First half of August, he actually was putting, you know, his foot forward and making some pretty interesting videos and some good videos. But then the second half, it's like you could tell all the steam just kind of ran out, and he just, like, started uploading crap. And for that, unfortunately, August, you know, originally might have had a higher score, like a 7 or an 8 from me, because it was pretty good. But it's gonna have to get a 4 out of 10, which I think is one of the lowest rated months that I've ever recapped. I think maybe April was lower, but 4 out of 10 is pretty sad. I know Jeffy's 20th birthday and Superpowers were great, but it's not enough to say justify the bad videos in the last half, and the first half too, because we still had stuff like Junior's Bracelet, which was terrible. But, you know, the good videos, yeah, they were good, but the bad videos this month were bad. That's all I have to say, guys. I just hope September's better for Logan. He had something cooking there in the middle of August, and then he just burned it, so that's sad. But that's about it. Peace out. Stay lit. I guess my favorite video of the month maybe was 20th birthday. I think that probably is the best video of the month. Worst one, probably really anything that we've had recently. Like maybe the Jeffys Mail Order Bride was kind of stupid, and this Marvins Revenge was pretty bad. So that's about it. Peace out and stay lit. Take care.